The fourth and final night of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Tonight, after 3 consecutive days of appearances from A-list celebrities and some of the biggest names in the Democratic Party, Vice President Kamala Harris will take the stage and formally accept her party's nomination for president. We're back with John Dickerson at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. John, it's the last night. What are you watching for?
Well, Lindsay, first is just as a human matter, this is an enormous night for the nominee Kamala Harris in a very fast march of the last month. Candidates usually get a chance to get their bearings and their pace before this enormous night. Kamala Harris has barely had time to get her breath, and it won't stop after she finishes speaking. Then the pace will continue on and on and on every day, and then, of course, the debate and to the finish line. So just from a human standpoint, this is going to be an extraordinary moment and a long number of them. A couple of other things I'm looking for tonight. What's the one thing people take home in their pocket from the nominee? Franklin Roosevelt at his acceptance speech talked about the New Deal. John Kennedy talked about the new frontier. Is there something, a word or phrase that comes to define the Harris candidacy? Then I'm wondering how and if she's going to continue a theme we've heard from a lot of speakers. Governor Walz, Barack Obama, Oprah, Bill Clinton, which is to say, if you disagree with somebody, that doesn't make them a bad person. Extend them grace. Expanding the party, seeking people who are either Republicans or might not normally vote for a Democrat. That's the kind of human approach to a larger part of the electorate. Then there's also a policy part of that. This is not going to have a lot of policy in this speech. But are there going to be some things, for example, Governor Walz talked about his skill with a rifle, or with a shotgun, I should say. Is there going to be anything like that, a policy or something that suggests to people that the Harris administration is going to have a set of policies and ideas that are going to be a little broader across the spectrum? These are efforts to fill out the biography of a candidate who is not well known throughout the nation, or at least not as well known, certainly, as her opponent. And so I'm looking to see both the human message to a larger constituency, but then also if there's any possible policy to hang that definition of the candidate on. And then, of course, we'll have the sprint to the finish, and it'll be a fascinating campaign.
John, anybody buzzing there tonight about any potential surprises?
I mean, the buzzing is going on. Name someone famous from Beyonce to Taylor Swift. The only thing people haven't done is talk about the reincarnation of anyone. I mean, it's getting pretty absurd, the number of rumors that are zooming around. So at the moment, though, they are all just rumors. And by the way, it's not necessarily the greatest thing in the world to have a stratospheric star show up at your big night for yourself, because while, of course, it may lift you in terms of getting everybody to pay attention, the superstar may be the only thing they pay attention to. There have been plenty of stars here at this convention. Now it's the opportunity for the candidate to step into the spotlight. So there's a downside to having a big star.
Yeah, we were just talking about that in a previous segment. You don't want to outshine the star. John Dickerson in Chicago. If there's a reincarnation, well, that just throws out the rest of the rundowns tonight. John, thank you.
Thanks, Sultan.